Welcome back to Iniquitous News. I am your host, Lawrence Johnson. Happy Monday, and what an egregious weekend it was, people. It is now official. The DoJ and FBI have closed the case on Epstein. Why? Strictly vibes, because now all of a sudden they are saying there is no list. Can you believe that, people? I think one thing the left and the right can actually agree upon is that there's a fucking list and we all want the evidence and to know who was on that list. Doesn't matter if they're left, right, celebrity, who gives a fuck. We need to know the sick motherfuckers that are pedophiles in this country. And the fact that all of a sudden, now that President Trump has been called out about being all over it and saying that they will never be released by Elon Musk himself, you will not release the Epstein list because he's all the way on it. And now he's officially almost made it official to let us know, oh yeah, I'm definitely on this motherfucker. But guess what? Case closed. I just can't believe they think we are so stupid and so ignorant that we're just going to accept this as fact and move on. Not gonna happen. We're not moving on from this. This is the biggest pedophile and highest profile case of our entire lifetime. And on top of that, all of a sudden, they release footage from inside the cells that don't actually show his cell, right? And then on top of that, there's 1 minute missing, 11:58 to 11:59, or 11:59 to 12 a.m. Regardless, 1 entire minute. Why is that? And you're gonna release 10 hours of footage and skip 1 minute for what? And let's not forget the old reports of all cameras was down, we couldn't recover, and so now they're using this one, which is a different angle that basically shows his cell in the cut like peroxide, but you can't really see it. But there's still a minute missing. People, we are going through the biggest cover-up in our entire lifetime, and it's happening in real time. Let's not forget what Pam Bondi said herself.
Tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now.
So she says verbatim, they have thousands of hours of evidence and names and people that are involved in this shit. And you're telling me Epstein is the only one? And so there's no client list. So I mean, Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked to 0 people? Even though there's this image of her and Prince Andrew and an underage girl, which was also on a documentary talking about, yes, I was trafficked by these exact people. And what it all comes down to, that a lot of people don't like to accept, is that he's a Mossad agent, AKA he worked for Israel directly. And he blackmailed a lot of people in American politics, and now they have a stranglehold on our government. And this just so happens to be case closed the day that Netanyahu, Bibi the bomber, is arriving to have dinner with President Trump, where Trump just released a bunch of tweets and truths a couple days ago saying, I can't believe there's a witch hunt to get Bibi the bomber. He's a great man. I can't believe what he's done for his country. And now he's inviting a war criminal that is currently being seeked out by the ICJ and the ICC, and he's inviting him to dinner on our homeland. And people don't see a problem with this? Let's not forget Kash Patel. He went on so many different podcasts. He couldn't wait to tell people, I'm going to be the one that releases the Epstein list. But I mean, let's just listen to himself.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
So you go on a podcast and say, we can't release everything because of the names that are on that list. You say that verbatim. But now you're to the tone of, we need to prioritize Israel. Who give a fuck about the files? No, seriously. That's his main focus as FBI director, of protecting this country. He said we need to prioritize Israel in this country. Not for real, word for word.
We will shut off the machinery that feeds money into Iran. We will no longer have 100 hostages still in captivity, Israeli and American and otherwise, by Hamas and Iran's Hezbollah mercenary forces. We need America to wake up and prioritize Israel and bring home Israelis and make sure we stand by our #1 ally in Israel.
Prioritize Israel. I thought we was America first. This whole entire time, I thought the right especially was all about, we are America first, fuck everybody else. But for whatever reason, Israel comes before any of that. Why? I mean, I don't know. Seems like They got a lot of shit on us, but I'm not, here to start any conspiracy theories here, people. But now, as time continues, it's like they think we're going to forget about the past. We're not. Everyone knows exactly what happened. And we know what Elon tweeted. And even Elon is fed up, where he has this tweet of the countdown. So, oh, what happened? We're waiting. When's it going to happen? And so now they're very much at odds. And even Trump, we'll get into later. Actually, we can get into it right now. He put this truth post up saying that Elon has now fallen off the rails. He's gone crazy. This is all because of the EV mandate. He tried to have me put my friend or his friend as the head of NASA. But then I found out he was a left-winger, and so that wasn't going to work. And so he says the quiet part out loud, where, yes, I was hearing bribes from Elon to try to put his people in position, but then he says something even more egregious. I was thinking about it, but then found out that he's only donated to the left. So why would I put him in that position? Which lets you know and us know that he takes into account if you voted left or right and what your history is, and then he'll give you a position of power if you've been loyal. We're living in a fascist dictatorship right now, people, and it's like right in front of our eyes happening, and it starts with this Epstein case. Because if they're able to bury a pedophile case that's been talked about for the last almost decade now, a man that supposedly committed suicide, but then a lot of people reported, it looks like he was murdered. Looking at the autopsy, that doesn't look right. Now all of a sudden it's suicide, no client list. So you mean to tell me this man had cameras in every place in New York City, every room? He had cameras all over this island, in every room of that island, just for no reason? He ain't even, think about that. He was doing all that strictly for vibes. He kept a flight log. He was flying people to this island. Ghislaine trafficked over 200 women, I guess just to him. He's the only one. No one else. Surprisingly, just like Diddy, no one else is involved. No other celebrities were involved with this freak off. It's just Diddy by himself to his own little sick fantasies. And I guess that's Jeffrey too. At least that's what they want you to believe. Even though he's on audio recording saying he's best friends with Trump. You don't believe me? Listen to him himself.
Horrible human being. He does nasty things to his best friends' wives. Anyone who first tries to gain your trust and then uses it to do bad things. That's how it goes.
And if you don't believe the audio, you think it's AI audio, who knows? Look at the footage of him and Trump together at a party. And you look at it and you see them pointing, looking like they're literally pointing out girls like, oh, I like that one. I like that one. What can we do with this one? What can we do with this one? And I'm just someone looking from the outside perspective, but what else could they possibly be doing? And they've always said, oh, I have the same exact interests of beautiful women as I do. And now we're all of a sudden supposed to believe that just nothing happened? They was just kicking it all the time at these parties, flying over to the island, and they wasn't doing nothing wrong. But Jeffrey Epstein did it all by his lonesome in secret with no one else knowing. This shit is insane, people. And let's not forget about phase one. They took all their right-wing puppets. They said, hey, come out there and show that you have this binder. We're releasing the Epstein files. Us. Yeah, that's right. We've taken the time to do it. We're going to be the one to release them. I guess phase two just doesn't exist. They did all this just to say that phase two doesn't exist. This shit is unbelievable, people. And as people, I feel like this right now is the time that the left and the right have to come together. And whether it's a revolution, a protest, I have no idea. But there's no possible way that we can sit back and let our country just bury one of the biggest cases that we've all come to know. It just can't happen. And I don't know what steps we need to take. But if this does happen, it lets me know we are officially living in a dictatorship and we cannot actually get answers for ourselves. And what's even weirder is that now it's even more buried because we figure out that Epstein has ties to Peter Thiel as well. And who is Peter Thiel? Head of Planeteer, the one doing all the AI weapons that got an investment from Jeffrey Epstein years ago, kept it very quiet, kept it very hush. It's like, wow, so how is this motherfucker tied to everyone, but at the same time tied to no one? He just knew everybody, had a bunch of money, which no one really knew how he had it, had these islands, had these places, was operating, recording, had blackmail, but now all of a sudden has zero. I don't know. It's just, to me, as a logical human being, I can't believe that this is the route that they're taking. If anything, I'd have been like, you know what? Yeah, Trump was on there flying back and forth, but there's no evidence that points to him actually being involved in this. But there's evidence that points somewhere else. I would at least went that route. But to just act like, oh, there's no more list, even though you guys have been saying since day one, you literally campaigned on the idea of releasing this list. This is what we're going to do day one. And now, when you get back into power, and you actually have power, Patel then comes and says, well, we're not going to bring up girls' names. Okay, then redact the girls' names. We'll bring up the victims again, and then let's figure out who was the perpetrators. Who was doing that shit? Pam Bondi, well, you know, the girls, you guys don't give a fuck about the girls. You're keeping your own ass safe. And the fact that our president is the one that's all over this shit is one of the most disgusting, despicable things that could happen. Biden, was he on there? I have no idea. But the fact that the right-wing puppets are now using the tactic of, well, if this was true and Trump was actually on the Epstein list, why wouldn't Biden just release it? You fucking idiot. Because the left and the right is both just as guilty. The reason the Mossad hired Epstein was to say we need to take control of the government. How do we get into the U.S. from the inside? This was how. Get somebody with high celebrity connections, pay for his lifestyle, pay for all these meetings, pay for him to fly these different girls out, and then catch them, blackmail them, and then say, if you do not listen to us and vote for what we want you to vote for, this goes public. And if it goes public, you are fucked. You are going to prison for the rest of your life. And even Elon Musk is starting to now realize this because now he's all of a sudden admitting, yeah, I felt used. Yeah, no shit, you idiot. Trump used you to stay out of prison and to win the election. He said, oh, well, this is a very liked person that everyone feels and thinks as though is smart. Why would I not use this nigga? And guess what? You got used and abused and I got tossed the fuck out. And so Elon's response has been, you know what? I'm going to start a third party, the America Party, which I guess is a start, but it may be too little too late, my boy. And the fact that you have Mark Cuban a part of it, Thomas Massey, I get what you're trying to do. Trying to go for the left and the right, kind of combine some people that are on the same middle ground. I mean, I guess now is the time to get started. But Elon, a lot of people fucking hate you because exactly what you had just been doing. The chainsaw, cutting, acting like you were this big, bad, amazing guy, but then just to figure out that you really couldn't do shit. And now you're kicked to the curb. But now he's also saying, well, the reason I couldn't really actually cut fraud, waste, and abuse at the level I could is because the people on the right that were also involved in the scum shit. So basically, our whole entire government is a cesspool of greedy, stupid fucks that only care about their own ego and own pockets. Which would explain why a lot of people sold off a bunch of Medicaid stocks right before they went and voted to take 17 million people out of it. This is the world we're living in, people. Corruption at the highest level right in front of our faces. And now, all of a sudden, Epstein case is closed. Not for me. I will continue to do whatever I can, just like I cover Israel versus Palestine, the genocide they're committing. No, I'm not going to let the Epstein case close, because how could it close? It makes no sense. Nothing logically adds up. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of nowhere, on a random day, when Netanyahu is pulling up to the White House, we've actually looked at everything we need to look at, and what we've discovered ourselves, no evidence of anything, no list. Just trust us. We're not going to release all the files. We're not going to give you the files to go through yourself. We're not going to redact the names of these girls we supposedly care about and then give you the files to go through yourself. We gave you phase one, which was redacted with basically everything and just nothing but black pages because we couldn't show who's actually on the flight logs. But now you're just going to have to accept this no bullshit answer and live with it. When in reality, Trump did say the quiet part out loud in this too. He said, well, you know, JFK files are older. Yeah, exactly. So he's okay with that being released because most of those people are now dead. Even though it's been now proven that the JFK files was a Mossad hit because he wouldn't let them get nuclear weapons. He said they had to, you know, file as a foreign entity. And now we're here. We're at currently, which is the biggest corruption on the highest profile case that we've ever seen in my entire life. Now, 9/11, of course, we can talk about that all day, all the time. But this right here hits way closer to home because I was of age when all this shit happened. My mind was on, I wasn't a kid. I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch the news at first. I didn't just heard shit was passed down. This right here, I've been around since the shit first happened. I've watched the documentaries. I've seen girls testify talking about, oh yeah, I was with Prince Andrew. This person put me on this. I saw the Ghislaine Maxwell documentary. I know she was trafficking to certain people. I know they would have parties and be like, well, guess this is just the real party. You should see the shit that we do after this. But here they are, playing in our fucking face. People, we need answers, and I don't know what we need to do, but give me some comments, ideas, whatever, because we need to take that next step immediately. Then there was the Texas flood, which is like, should just be a weather disaster that's very, sad, and there's people dying and people missing. The death count has now rose to 81, but somehow people made this left first right. The left, what are they saying? Well, I mean, honestly, some of it does have a lot of factual basis, if we're being honest. They said, why did Trump call all these people from the NOAA? And people, like the broadcaster, John from Florida, said months ago, I don't think I'm going to be able to predict hurricanes as well anymore because our staff has been cut, our money has been cut, we can't send up as many weather balloons as possible. Now, that is very true, but is that the exact reason that this happened? Now, they did say there's flash flood warnings. And then when you see videos like this, all this happening in 45 minutes it's just insane. It's rain combined with the river. Like, that shit is scary. It's crazy. So I don't know if you can blame everything on the cuts, but obviously you can blame some because who knows if the response would have been even faster / it would have been a bigger response if there was more people in those positions. But then the right just immediately goes, oh, yeah, it's a conspiracy theory. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, this is weather controlled by the Democrats. Huh? I just don't understand. Like, what are we talking about? You think the Democrats was like, we hate this part of Texas so badly that we're going to flood them and kill our people just to prove our point. What? Oh, they're trying to prove the point that climate change is real? You think that's why they did this? This is like, holy shit, what type of conspiracy box are you living in? Sometimes I'd be thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm too outside. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'd be too deep into conspiracy theories. But like this is just a natural disaster. The same shit happened like 36 or 38 years ago in the same exact area because this river, that's what happens. But like, to see how fast it rose, I can completely understand why people at camp just like all of a sudden you just wake up and shit is at your feet. And then in the next 5 minutes, at your waist. 10 minutes after that, it's up here. What the fuck are you gonna do? And it's not easy just to swim out of this shit. It's like impossible. There's been girls that were found in trees high up. Some people had nice enough currents they were able to get out of there, but it's just like, this is a natural disaster. We should all just be sad instead of trying to blame some motherfuckers. Why don't we just go help? Greg Abbott's putting out shit like, oh, this is a national day of prayer. Yeah, praying is good, but what the fuck? Go send some people, gang. Trump, you already know, he hasn't even thought about visiting Texas. He said, oh yeah, maybe later on in the week. My boy was there for the grand opening of Alligator Alcatraz. But a flood in Texas, yeah, ain't gonna be all right. See them in about like 2 weeks. They're gonna be cool. I just wanna, I'm gonna go over there where everything is safe. Everything is taken care of. Oh, shit. And now the tariff date, those 90 days are coming up. And he's already signed an executive order to push that to August 1st. Because that's when they will actually take place. AKA, 2-week Trump is at it again. This time he's just pushing it a month back. And what's crazy is, I actually don't even think he knows what the fuck's going on with tariffs. Like, the clips that you hear him talk about, listen to this shit.
Do the tariff rates change at all on July 9th, or do they change on August 1st?
What are you talking about?
Tariff rates, do they change on July 9th or August 1st?
No, they're going to be tariffs. The tariffs are going to be the tariffs. I think we'll have most countries done by July 9th, yeah. Either a letter or a deal.
And then he puts out this random truth tweet about, oh yeah, if you align with BRICS, that's an additional 10% tariff. It's like, what the fuck? Then he sends a letter to Japan and Korea and just says, oh yeah, your guys' tariff will be 25%. That's not how this shit works. And then before, it was our phones were ringing off the hook. But now, the same guy said, well, some countries won't even respond to us. No, not for real. They haven't even called at all. AKA, they don't take us serious. Not for real. Listen to that.
The president has a reputation, self-described deal maker. So why haven't we seen the kind of deals that he promised in the last 90 days?
Again, he didn't promise this. And when we send out the 100 letters to these countries, that will set their tariff rate. So we're going to have 100 done in the next few days. And
but that's not a deal, that's a threat.
No, that's the level. That's the deal. If you want to trade with the United States, this is.
But that's not a negotiation. That's just
many of these countries never even contacted us. So
our phones weren't ringing off the hook, but now no countries call us whatsoever, and now we're just sending out random letters that they just have to agree to. AKA, we're threatening other countries, and we decided to threaten Japan and Korea, two of our biggest trade partners in the world. This man is it's like he's literally trying to bankrupt our country on purpose and just like put us into I don't know what. I don't know if he's just making so much money that he doesn't give a fuck about the rest of the country. But it's like this man, the US dollar is losing out. We're literally getting cooked like in broad daylight right in front of our face. I don't understand how else to explain this shit. It's bad, people. And then today, Bibi the bomber is coming in to come chill in the cut like Parasite to kick it with him. While currently, they are committing genocide, and now it's been reported that even our own U.S. soldiers are over there shooting innocent Palestinians. And it's on video. Listen to this shit.
The camera's view is obscured by a large dirt mound. The contractor who took the video told AP that he saw other contractors shooting in the direction of Palestinians who had just collected their food and were departing.
Hell yeah, boy. I think you hit one. Talking about innocent people that have been starved for the last couple months, basically up to a year, trying to get food. What are you even shooting at them for? We live in a sick, demented time, unfortunately, people. And I don't know how else to explain this, but right now, the U.S. is in a very bad state. Epstein case is closed. Trade deals doing absolutely nothing. Trump is grifting, running, selling his cologne, selling his crypto coin. People in positions of power, if they spend more money on his crypto coin, get better benefits. And if you go against them, you turn out like Elon. Now you're off the rails and crazy. Wow. What a world we live in. I mean, I can't believe this shit. Thank God for Music Mondays, though, because at least that puts a little highlight on my day. Starting off with Drake, What Did I Miss? And this shit is fucking beautiful.
Hang around pussies who try me, let's go. What did I miss?
Bro put so many sneak disses in this song, son. I'm like, it's unbelievable, bro. Like, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And I was sitting there like, oh shit, he called out Braun and them, called out ASAP, and nigga has a hit. And the fact he live streamed the recording of the music video, like, bro knows what he's doing. I don't get the Drake hate because I guess I've always been Team Drake, but this man is a fucking legend. Moving on, we have some kids out of Africa that is just musically talented to the next fucking level. I mean, listen to this. Shout out to our editor, Will. He found that one. Honestly, he sent it my way. I'm like, man, what the hell? How this going to get for you page too? We obviously be on the same type of shit. He found that shit on Twitter. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a hit. And moving along, we have this French girl. She be singing French songs. I have no idea what the words are, but one, it sounds like a Drake interlude, and two, it sounds absolutely beautiful, and three, you need to listen to that shit.
Des responsabilités, j'en ai, je dois aider ma mère car mon père nous a abandonnés. Elle dit, tu sais, c'est comme ça. Tout le monde ne comprend pas, je réponds que mon histoire est similaire.
See what I'm saying? That shit is like magic. Oh my God. Music to my ears. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Iniquitous News. Don't forget to hate and subscribe. We are back like Cook Crack as always. I'm going to see y'all on Wednesday. And let's make this video go viral, y'all. If you made it this far, man, share, hit that like button, drop a little hate comment, and let's keep on moving Nefarious, Mephistophelian, and Iniquitous together, people. I'm going to see y'all on Wednesday. I'm out.
You've just tuned in to another edition of Iniquitous News Network with Lawrence Johnson. Don't forget to hate and subscribe.